On Cloudboom Strike, man. We're bumping this Kendrick, getting amped. I don't even need to bump Kendrick to get amped this morning because I get amped just looking at this shoe. Who are you calling small? That's what this shoe reminds me of. This shoe reminds me of the grind. This shoe reminds me of the Chicago Marathon training block, all those 20-mile long runs we put in, and how this shoe kicked off the grind fest of summer 2024, leading into that Chicago Harvest Festival. We set that 2:39 marathon PR. Man, I'm getting my words all jumbled up because I'm fired up this morning. On Cloudboom Strike, one of the top 5 marathon race shoes of 2024. So here's what we're going to do over the next few weeks. I put together a lot of lists that you guys asked me, best daily trainers, best winter running shoes. You guys have asked me for a best treadmill running shoes list. I'm going to put that together for this best race shoes list because I have tested these shoes so thoroughly and I have an emotional connection with a lot of these shoes. I am going to be doing spotlights. So we're kicking it off here with number 5 on the race shoes list. This is a 100% subjective list. It has nothing to do with weight. It has nothing to do with tech. It has nothing to do with specs. It has nothing to do with how good the uppers fit. It has 100% to do with vibes and how I feel these shoes have performed. And that's not true. It also has to do with how popular these shoes are within the hobby jogger world, how you guys feel about them, how well they work for a lot of people. So we're going to kick it off with the number 5 shoe on this list, the On Cloudboom Strike. So this is On's first, I was going to say first marathon shoe. That's not true. It's their second marathon shoe. They have the Cloudboom Echo, and that's on the version 3. But this is the first marathon shoe and first race shoe that has encouraged people to take On seriously. So it's their first shoe that uses a full bed of PIBA without any gimmickry here in the Cloud Tech pods. They've also softened it up. I actually think the Echo might be PIBA, but they've softened it up. This is a shoe that is engineered for the dead-on center of the market when we're thinking about a shoe that people like. Now, it has a lower drop here, 4 or 5 millimeter drop, and the kicker, what's really cool about this shoe, it has a removable PIBA insole. So this is the top layer of foam in the shoe. You can see it's super thick. It's almost 20 millimeters thick in the front here, so half the foam is above the plate. Now, does this add any additional functionality to the shoe, being able to remove the insole like this? Probably not, but it is cool. And then you can see right down into the carbon fiber plate right here. It would be cool if you could take out that carbon fiber plate and then run in this shoe non-plated. That's what you can do with the Speedland shoe. I'm going to be testing that one soon. I don't know if it's going to come in before my ultra marathon, but it's a trail racing shoe with 100% of a bouncy race foam midsole with a removable plate. This does not have a removable plate, but you can hear it. Listen to this. You can hear me just knocking right on top of that carbon fiber plate. So you can take this out. I'm not sure what it adds, and this is the thing with the shoe. Is this just a gimmick? Kind of. This removable insole kind of is just a gimmick. I got this shoe as soon as it came out. I actually bought it from the Charlotte Running Company here in Charlotte, and a few people have told me they bought it after me, a few weeks or months after me, and the insole was glued down and was not removable. So it seems that this is one of those marketing things that they did. It doesn't add any additional functionality to be able to remove that insole, and it is so thick that this is not an insole you could add into any other shoe. Theoretically, you could do it, but if your shoes fit you normally, it's going to be way too tight given how thick that is. And you can see just from the side here, that is pretty cool, just how thick it is. So it's a cool thing. It's just a unique quirk of the shoe, but it doesn't add anything to the ride experience. Now, they do have another version of this shoe. It's called the light spray version, and that removes the laces. So one of the key issues I had with the shoe actually was the laces. Let me see if I can go find those. Hold on. Yeah, man, take a look at these. So these were the initial laces, the original laces that were on the shoe. On this side, it's just a flat material. Can you see that? Let me see if I can get it focused. Yeah, and on this side, it does have some sort of a sticky some sort of a sticky fiber. And then they have On's logo stamp. But they are very long laces. Look how long these things are. Holy cow. I'm stretching them out. I'm still stretching them. I can't even fully stretch them out. Let me double them back like this. You can see this is a long lace. So one of the issues was when I was tying them, they were super long. Even, you guys know I do my secret double tie. It's not secret. I have a video on how I tie my shoes. That got the bows out of the way. But because there was so much material and it didn't bite down, they kept coming untied. So the first run I did in the shoe, 24-mile long run, the laces kept coming untied. They were slapping back across my feet. And there was a weird issue with the upper. You can see here, this is material. Listen to this. We're going to do another race shoe ASMR. Listen to this. That is the sound of the upper. That's the sound the upper on the shoe makes. It's not common for an upper to have a sound. Uppers are usually soft or form-fitting or lay over the foot and don't crease and crinkle and make snow crunching noises. So because it's this harder material here, it creates this bump effect on the top of the foot. And as I was running along, it would bump up and bump down, coupled with the laces coming untied. Every time this upper bumped up or bumped down, I thought that the laces were coming untied and the shoe was going to fall off. Now, all that being said, upper issues, lace issues, I replaced the laces. Why is this number 5 on my list? Why is this number 5 on my list if I've spent half the time so far talking about how weird the upper and laces are? It's because the ride is incredible. The ride on the shoe is really something else. On finally decided to give the people what they want. Full PIBA midsole here. Firmer bottom layer with that carbon fiber plate and removable insole in a beautifully soft and comfortable step-in feel. And my philosophy as a shoe reviewer, as an analyst of these products, whose goal is to help hobby joggers get into shoes that can elevate their running experience, my goal is to find these comfortable shoes. And my perspective is that comfort is the most important aspect of choosing a marathon race shoe. Regardless of how fast we are, these shoes need to be comfortable, and this thing knocks it out of the park. Step-in comfort is great. It's soft and bouncy. It's really a fun ride. Weighing in, the On Cloudboom Strike comes in at 224 grams. And just for fun, let's weigh in this insole. I've never done this. I have no idea how much this is going to weigh. Let's see. Look at that, 45 grams on the insole. I don't know if that's a lot or a little. That is cool. That's fun. So then if you weigh in the shoe just without the insole, it's going to be way under 100. Look at that, 178 without the insole. So that's pretty cool. 223 standard. Let me put on one of my favorite race shoes of the past few years. So this was my first marathon shoe, the Saucony Endorphin Pro 4. It was not one of those discounted upper pink dye editions, but look at that. It did get the pink dye on here. Anyway, so this thing came out in 2022. I ran my first marathon in it, Charlotte Marathon 2022. That was a bit of a struggle. I'm not going to lie. I wasn't feeling that great, and first marathons are always tough. But this thing was a trooper. I have almost 300 miles on it. You can see the rubber's holding up decently well. This thing still has some life. It's still soft and cushioned and comfortable. It's just not as poppy and bouncy as some of these other shoes now that it has so many miles on it. But let's throw this thing on the scale and see. 224.5 grams. So man, this thing really was ahead of its time. It came out 2 years ago and people are still searching for the best replacement for it. That is one of the reasons why the On Cloudboom Strike is going on this list though. It has a lot of those similar qualities to the Saucony Endorphin Pro 4. A nice roll, a soft underfoot experience, a carbon fiber plate that encourages speed but isn't too aggressive, the lightweight construction, and they were the same exact weight here, 223 and 224, and I'm sure depending on what size and the variation, one of them might be heavier than the other. So Very similar shoes, very similar Spirit shoes here. Cloudboom Strike, even though On is actually coming out with a 4-hour version of this shoe called the On Cloudboom Max, this is a shoe in and of itself that's approachable and accessible for a wide variety of runners. Now, if we look at the other end of the spectrum here, take a look at one of the more aggressive race shoes on the market, Nike Alpha Fly 3. This thing comes in just around the same weight, 220 grams. This also uses full race foam, but it has that air pod down there with the carbon fiber plate. Let's take a look at these two side by side. Similar widths. Alpha Fly might be even wider, but what the Alpha Fly does that's different than the Cloudboom is it cuts out the foam back here on the heel, which really encourages a forefoot strike, and it rewards running faster. I felt that the Cloudboom is better across warm-up and cool-down paces, which again is why it's landing on this list. All of the shoes on this list are going to have different strengths. This one has been great for faster running, yes, but also those warm-up and cool-down everyday paces. Let's throw down one more shoe on the scale here. One more. Last shoe I'm throwing on is the Asics Super Blast 2. This is coming in at 279.5 grams. I did put a thicker insole in here that's more comfortable. I believe in my size, this is typically around 260s, so that additional comfort insole, it's from the Saucony Ride actually, it's the Power Run Plus insole, is adding some weight. But the reason I wanted to pull this one out for comparison is a lot of people, if they're in the 4-hour marathon range, are deciding, do we do a carbon plated race shoe or do we do more of a training shoe with that race foam? So the Super Blast, it does have the width and stability. It's not going to be as peppy underfoot, but the support and stability is going to go to the Super Blast, although on the Cloudboom, it is good. So look at this. It's not that much of a difference. The Super Blast is a touch wider. I prefer the ride of the Cloudboom Strike. The additional weight of the Super Blast is going to add some stability and support for the later miles, but I have to say the Cloudboom Strike has been great for that for me as well, handling 20 and 24-mile long runs with comfort and bounce. So with that, let's lace up the Cloudboom Strike and get this workout in this morning. Try to pop this insole in. 3, 2, 1, bang. Woo! It's the Ben Frank murderer. Mister, I ain't heard of you. Kendrick has so many bars on that album. I listened to it a lot last weekend when it came out, and then I let it rest, and I listened to it again this morning. It's fire bits. It's fire bits. You know what else he said on that song that I related to? He said, "We got the same 24. What you mad for?" You know what he's saying right there? Bro, everybody has the same 24 hours in a day. Some people just make more of them. Make more of that time. We all have the same amount of time. You decide how hard you want to grind. All right, lacing up the Cloudboom Strike here. So the laces I put on here, these replacement laces, are from the Diadora Gara. The Diadora Gara. A bunch of my friends on the Supwell app have been replacing their laces on the Adios Pro 3 with these laces from Amazon, apparently, that are pretty good. They're similar to this. They've been calling them the sawtooth laces. These are the sawtooth laces. They bite really well. I call them the Vaporfly 2 laces because Vaporfly 2 had these and are great. But get you some better laces to put on here because those suckers come undone, and you do not want your laces coming untied in a race. But step-in feel to this is amazing. This top insole is just incredible. And maybe that's the biggest innovation, combining the insole with the top layer of foam. Because if you look at any shoe, I'm just going to pull this Saucony Endorphin here. Oh, this is glued down. Hold on, let me grab a shoe. All the race shoes had it glued down for some reason, but this is the Nova Blast 4. Is this going to be glued down? And every shoe around here has the insole glued down. Hold on. All right, here we go. This is the Puma Mag Max. So this is typically what the setup is like on a standard shoe. You have a thin insole or sock liner that goes on top, and then you have this what is it? It's not cardboard. Strobel. That's what they say. Bro, it's Strobel. You have the Strobel piece on top, and then the foam. So the Cloudboom gets away from the Strobel and insole, and it just combines the top layer of foam with the sock liner. Oh, Charlie is back. I've just been talking. Yeah, stepping comfort is great here, and you can feel that squish, but you can also feel that bounce. Man, you can feel that bounce. All right, it is cold outside. I am fully kitted up and ready to go. Got a bit of a late start here, but let's hit the door. Let's get our miles. I'll talk to you out there about what the plan is for the run. And the weather app said it was 26 right now. That's cold. That's cold for Carolina. That's cold for anywhere. Gosh. All right, running in the Cloudboom Strike here. Woo! Oh gosh, I gotta get used to this. I can't believe it's gonna be 19 for my race this weekend. This is a good prep though. 26 and windy. Oh. Yeah, running the Cloudboom Strike. The immediately noticeable character is how soft it is. It is a very soft shoe. And that's why it's not higher up the list. Because it is super comfortable. It almost feels like a daily trainer at these paces, which is great. But not everyone wants a shoe this soft for running fast. And that was one of the main reasons why I actually didn't choose this shoe for my marathon in Chicago. I don't like super duper soft when I'm running fast. I chose the Endorphin Elite, which came out, what, a year or two ago? Because it's a touch firmer feel, just more connected and direct for picking up the pace. Man, first straightaway here, and we are moving. So this is up at 70 to 80 miles. Foam still feels lively. And a lot of these race shoes in 2024, they're getting really durable. A lot more durable than the Vaporfly 2s of the past. So there's no pep that's lost here, which is gonna make it an awesome long run shoe. Now, you don't need to spend $300 for the long run shoe, but like the Hoka Cielo X1 and the New Balance SC Elite V4, any of these softer, less aggressive, high cushion race shoes are awesome if you're marathon training and frequently going 2.5 hours and want some extra support and speed. Plan for this run, by the way. This is my last tune-up workout. Not tune-up, but this is my last workout before the Ultra. I'm just doing my classic pre-marathon workout, 3 by 1 mile. Run these 1 miles around marathon pace. I haven't done a lot of speed recently, so not gonna try to hammer. Anything below 610 will be solid. So 3 1-mile reps with a few minutes recovery in between, and we'll cruise to 8 or 10 miles. But man, this is such a fun shoe. It's fun, comfortable, and soft. Those are the 3 words I'd use to describe it. First mile, 7:02 pace. Now I think this is the best On shoe. And you might say, of course it is, it's $280. It's a race shoe, of course it's their best shoe. That's not what I mean. It's not the best shoe because it's the fastest or has the most tech. It's the most On running shoe. On has built their reputation, or they've built their perceived reputation on this notion of clouds, cloud tech. When you see the On shoes with the big holes, like the Cloud Monster or the Stratus or the Flyer or the Flow, you think it's gonna be this amazingly soft, cushioned, airy experience. And that is not my experience in any On shoe until this one. Now, I've really liked On shoes. I ran my first race ever in the Cloud Stratus 2. It's a firm and fast banger of a daily trainer. The Stratus is a very underrated series of shoes. But airy? No. Cloud-like? No. Soft? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This is the first On shoe that feels how you think it's gonna feel. And it's ironic because there's a carbon plate in here and a race foam. But they've managed to finally deliver that On cloud experience that everyone expects. And the real magic of the shoe is that it manages to be both soft and have a lightning fast ground contact time. As soon as my foot hits the ground, it's popping back up. The top layer of foam, it's amazing. It really is amazing. Makes me want to run this shoe every day. It looks nice on camera. It looks beautiful out here. It is nasty. The wind is whipping. I don't know if you can hear it, but it is whipping. And the thing is, I'm bundled perfectly for this though. Long sleeve, quarter zip, plus the gilet. Now we have to have the big boy gloves, thick big boy gloves. I gotta see if I can open a gel with these, because if so, I might just wear these for the race. I'm not messing around with chilly fingers. Nothing small about the mileage, baby. 4,600 miles on the year. Big boy numbers, big dog numbers, big boss numbers. Nothing small about the channel growth. Started the year at 2,000 subscribers. 2,000? It's the daily grind right there. All right, that was mile 2. I'm gonna start this first rep. That was 6:48. I'm gonna work down to marathon pace. First mile rep here. Man, these really come alive. There is so much bounce. It is crazy. Woo!
See you on the other side of this. This wind making me a beast. Wind who? They used to call me Young Wind in high school. Pop out like an airbender. Bang. Woo. 551. We got a cyber truck rolling through Mint Hill. Yeah, I was moving on that one. 551. Up the hill with wind. Man, my fingers are cold even in these thick gloves. It's crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna recover for 2-3 minutes here, and then we'll get back on it. Another rep. This is honestly great preparation for the race. It is going to be cold. Once I'm moving, it's not that bad. The wind is a different variable though. The wind is something else. The wind with the cold in the hills. Let's just hope there's no wind on Saturday. Or let's hope there's wind. Because that's how we boss up. All right, next mailbox I'm going. 3, 2, 1, bang. See you on the other side. Second rep, 542. This shoe always sneaks up on me, how fast I'm going in it. Man, on my Chicago taper, I was banging 540s in this workout in the Puma Mag Max. I'm not in 239 shape right now. I'm probably in 246 shape. But that's the thing, when you specialize, because I'm training for this ultra, by virtue of focusing on one goal, you necessarily have to decrease your performance on other fronts. I was just in the best marathon shape of my life, but I haven't been doing marathon pace training. I've been doing elevation training, so I just don't have the turnover in running economy at faster paces. I'm stronger and I can run long, but I'm not faster, and that's okay. Specific goals. And I'm gonna give this recovery one more minute. I'm gonna bang this last repeat. We got the same 24. What you mad for? Get off your phone if you're mad. A lot of people mad how productive others are. Get off your phone, start grinding. Put my videos on in the background though. Or podcasts. I'm thinking about making this a podcast. Should I make this a podcast today? Should I just do it? All right, I'm gonna do this next repeat. Last one, let's bang it. Boom. See you on the other side of this one. Man, they brought the whole hood out. That gingerbread one kind of looks like me. Whew. 534. I was definitely pressing to get that My running economy at these fast speeds does not feel great. But we don't have to run fast on Saturday. We just have to run long. But yeah, I did a workout in these shoes in September where I had 10 miles at 5:30 pace. And today, 1 mile at 5:30 pace, that's enough for me. Yeah, after this ultra, January, I gotta start working some faster pace again. As for the shoes, soft, bouncy, and right now, they are just as comfortable as the Nimbus, as the Glide Ride Max. Man, this is a comfortable shoe. This might be the most comfortable race shoe. There's another one making the list, another one or two that are up there, but this is super comfortable. Yeah, we're at almost 6 miles. I'm gonna get some additional mileage, cool down to 10, and then we can call it. Now, a better ultra marathon specific tune-up workout probably would have been something like 2 by 2 miles uphill at a 6:30 pace or even a 6:40 pace. But this is just my go-to. This is my go-to race week workout. So I just bang the go-to. My shoelaces match my jumpsuit thing exactly. Out here like a green bean today, flexing on them. Pull up like a bowl of wasabi. Bang! Kobe! Man, it's mile 7.5 here, and I'm getting cold. How often is it that you get cold an hour into a run? It is brick. It is gosh dang chilly. Benefit of running in these race foams, they do not brick up. It's still soft and bouncy hour plus in. So this would be a fantastic winter marathon shoe. I haven't tested it on ice, but the wet weather grip is actually really good. And I did take it through some mud, and the grip was really good too. And people always talk about heat acclimation. I need cold acclimation. I need cold acclimation so I can tap into that Viking blood. Whew. All right. 10 miles, average 6:41 pace, 1 hour, 7 minutes, and 12 seconds. Whew, boy. I might need to go inside and put on a real jacket. Also, my watch just cleared that run. Did it delete it? No, it did not. It actually deleted my marathon PR. Some of you guys might know that. My watch legit deleted my marathon PR as soon as I crossed the finish line. That was crazy. But On Cloudboom Strike, this is a great cold weather shoe. I wasn't even expecting that. And that's the thing. Every time I test one of these shoes or run in any shoe, I learn something. And guess what? I'm not doing slides today. It's winter. You know what I'm doing? Putting on the Surge 3s. This is my winter recovery shoe because I cannot be out here with my toes unprotected in the winter. That's how you get hypothermia and frostbite. Can I get this thing on? Oh. Oh. There we go. Oh, this upper is so nice and padded. This is not a Surge 3 review, but if you're blowing your entire shoe budget on the Cloudboom Strike because it's $280,
You could pair it with this guy. That'd be a great rotation. Surge 3 for relaxed daily miles. Cloudboom Strike for anything fast. All right, it is really cold. I'm going to go inside, do this, and get a jacket. Holy cow. And people used to complain in the summertime that I was doing these shirtless. They said, put on a shirt. How about now? How about now? To pop out on them with the fur. Vegan who? Alright, man, 10 miles in the On Cloudboom Strike. We are now at 80 or so miles in this. Can you even see me? It's like a chasm of darkness in here. I should probably take this off for the... Oh, there we go. My ears are still warm. All right, 10 miles in the On Cloudboom Strike. I'm gonna have to get my winter filming set up, figured and jiggered out here because it's tricky. It's tricky with how cold it is. I'm really cold, but my fingers are bundled. I have no proprioception in my fingers. I can't even feel that I'm holding the shoe. Not because they're cold, but the gloves are so thick. I really don't think I could open a Morton with these. But let's throw up today's run. We now have about 80 miles in this thing, and the magic of this shoe, the transcendent quality of this shoe, and each one of these shoes that is going on the 5 best race shoes of 2024 list has one quality that makes them transcendent, that puts them a cut above the rest, that makes them feel special, magical. And guess what? It's the Christmas season, the magic of Christmas. What's the magic of Christmas in this shoe? The magic of Christmas in this shoe is that it feels just as comfortable as a max cushion cruiser at relaxed paces. It is quite remarkable because if we go back in time to the initial race shoes, and the first race shoe I tried was the Saucony Endorphin Pro 3. And the reason that became so popular is because it was decently comfortable, but this blows it out of the water. If we go back even farther in time to the Nike Vaporfly, and the Vaporfly 2 was the first aggressive race shoe I tried. That is fast, it's fun, it's lightweight, it's a flyer. You get in it and you want to go, but it's not a shoe that most people are going to want to put a lot of miles on every day, especially if you need more support. And I talked about this yesterday in the Evo SL versus the Nova Blast 5 video. There's a difference between support and stability. When we think about stability, it's that lateral movement. Is the ankle going to be turning side by side? When I say the word support, it's more than that. It's how comfortable is the upper? Is the entire foot locked down in the shoe? Is there good cushion and padding throughout that makes it a pleasant ride? Do I feel well supported? It's not just, am I overpronating? There's so much more that goes into a supportive shoe than support for overpronation. So this is a very supportive shoe. It's easy to run in. The drop is in that sweet spot. And I was saying yesterday in the Evo SL, so that's a 6.5 drop shoe. This has a lower drop than that, but it feels easier to run in. The Evo SL, for some reason, it felt like a 0 or a negative drop shoe to me. It's something with the way that this is set up, or that was set up. This, on the other hand, very easy to run in. It works well at slower paces. It works well at faster paces. You could even walk in it. It would not be my choice to walk in, but a comfortable, lightweight shoe that can fly. I've hit some of my best workouts of the year in this shoe. Namely, I did a 10-mile threshold workout. This is a Jack Daniels brutal grinder session in the middle of that Chicago Marathon training block. And man, I'm telling you, if you want to run a fast marathon, use the Daniels system and do some of his killer workouts. I'm working on some programming, and I will incorporate some of those style of workouts as well, because that's what makes you a beast. That's what makes you a beast. Doing long marathon pace workouts and long threshold workouts. 10 miles at a 5:30 something pace in this shoe, it was killer. But this is a shoe where once you get it going, it can pop and it can fly. One of the bounciest shoes out there, but it is very soft. So that is the downside of the shoe, and that's why it's coming in at number 5. If it were 5% firmer, I would have raced in this shoe at Chicago. Also, if the upper issues were fixed, but the midsole is so good that I can forgive all those upper issues. And after I replaced
The laces here, these are the Diodora Gar laces. I have had no upper issues whatsoever. So top 5 shoe because of the comfort. Let's take a look at the durability. I don't know. So this rubber here was smooth when it came from the factory, so that's not any degradation of the rubber, but you can see because they have some exposed foam here, which makes no sense. Just wrap the rubber on the back. That's starting to chip. Let's take a look at the forefoot. Forefoot looks okay, and you can see there's a lot of mud in here still because I took this on the greenways in Charlotte when it was super muddy, and this handled it really well. So it's surprisingly robust, even though it is super light like the Saucony Endorphin or the Alpha Fly. It feels robust. It doesn't feel like a lightweight featherweight. It doesn't feel like a featherweight shoe that I'm gonna crush when I'm running fast. It can stand up to that force and pace, but it is very soft. So there is still a trade-off here where, because it has so much of that soft comfort, I don't feel as confident ripping for a long time in the shoe, even though it can do it. I would much prefer using this for a 20-mile relaxed or not fast-paced long run versus a run where I know I'm gonna need to go for a PR. That's why I chose the Endorphin Elite, and that's why I picked the Alpha Fly for also a lot of those workouts where I wanted a little extra zest. So it does have the zest, but the transcendent quality is comfort. Now, I want to close this video out here with giving you some alternatives. This is a $280 race shoe, so some alternatives and similar feeling shoes. If we created a family of shoes around the On Cloudboom Strike daily trainer, max stack shoe, and high-end performance training shoe, there's a weird sound over here. What would it be? So, daily trainer. If you're looking for that soft, bouncy, light, comfortable, fast experience in a daily trainer, bada boom, bada bang, Adidas Adizero SL2, this would be the pick. So, like the On Cloudboom Strike, it has race foam in the middle. This is the Adidas Light Strike Pro race foam. Unlike the Cloudboom Strike, it actually has a higher drop. It's a 9.5 drop, 9.5 millimeter drop or 9 millimeter drop, but it doesn't feel like that. Can you guys hear that? There's just been a leaf blower going for this entire breakdown, but we're professionals here, so we're powering through. You'll like the Cloudboom Strike. It has that soft, bouncy, lightweight, fun feel. One of the most fun daily trainers of the year, and it's only $130. So if you like how I've been describing the Cloudboom Strike, but you don't want to spend $3 on a shoe, if you're not a Ben Frank murderer like Kendrick, and not everyone should be murdering Ben Franks on the Cloudboom Strike. By the way, I feel like I always need to say this. The reason why I'm popping out here with all these shoes is because I test shoes on the channel, and I make money from testing shoes, from the YouTube ad revenue. You don't need to be like me. Unless you're starting a YouTube channel, you do not need to have as many shoes as I do. I am doing this as this is a part-time job right now. There's boxes flying everywhere too. Charlie is trying to overstuff. She's trying to overstuff the recycling to get them to take it. Hold on. I've got to go to the recycling center, man. She's trying to trick them into taking the I don't think they're going to take that because they usually only take what's inside of the recycling bin, but she's trying to do some trickeration. But yeah, this is a great affordable pick, $130, one of the best do-it-all shoes out there. Like the Cloudboom Strike, what I love about this shoe is you could go long, you could go short, you could go fast, you can go slow. Just as comfortable at a 5:30 pace mile as an 8:30 pace mile, and that's the exact same thing with the SL2. Has one of the most range, a lot more range than even the Super Max Stack shoes and the high performance plated training shoes. So a very versatile shoe, $130, works well in the wet weather. It doesn't have the Continental rubber, but great teeth to this rubber, good bite in the dry and the wet. I've taken it down some trails, some light trails in the summer up in the Poconos. Boys trying to poke their nose into my business, end up like the coyote on this jacket. This is an all-around fire biz shoe, complete banger. Adizero SL, a lot of the same qualities of the Cloudboom Strike in a fast daily training package. Now, if you are looking for the utmost in comfort, if you want a super max stack shoe for taking the burden off your legs, and you like how I've described the ride of the Cloudboom Strike, you want something light, fun, bouncy, comfortable, bada boom, bada bang, Asics Glide Ride Max. This is gonna be the closest out of all those super max stack shoes, Mag Max, Super Blast, Skyward X, Glycerin Max, to the Cloudboom Strike. It has that tall stack, it has that soft foam, great bounce to it. At times, like the Cloudboom Strike, I also felt that this was 5% too soft. And that's why I've ended up putting a lot more miles on the Mag Max than this. They're two similar shoes, but the Mag Max is 5 to 7% firmer with more bounce and stands up a touch better to fast paces. So this is the long distance cruiser. If you don't need the carbon plated firepower of the Cloudboom Strike and you're in it more for the comfort, I would check out the Glide Ride Max. Now, one more shoe I want to give a shout to here. Another comfort shoe like the Cloudboom Strike. It's comfortable, it's fast, it's very bouncy, it has that transcendent quality to it. Different in character for sure. Stability and support aren't as good, but it's one of those shoes where you can just keep going and run, have a fun run across a bunch of different paces. Adidas Prime X Strung V1. Now, these aren't exact dupes. The Cloudboom Strike isn't an exact dupe of the Prime X Strung, but if you've been searching for a replacement to the Prime X Strung and you liked it for long runs, you liked it for picking up the pace, you liked it for taking that burden off your legs, still having that race foam and that pep under your foot, you will like the Cloudboom Strike. It is very bouncy, similar to this shoe. It's 3% softer than the Prime X Strung once it's broken in, but it's also more supportive, and once you get the upper issue fixed, it will stay locked down just as well. So it's actually cheaper than the Prime X Strung was when the Prime X Strung first came out, but I think if you're looking for that replacement and you're willing to spend as much money as you spent on a brand new Prime X Strung, you won't be disappointed in the Cloudboom Strike. It's lighter than the Prime X Strung as well, and more similar to the initial Prime X Strung than the V2 of the Prime X Strung. How many times can a hobby jogger say Prime X Strung in a 90-second span? A lot of times. Yeah, the Prime X Strung V2 is heavier, wider, clunkier, bunkier, awkwarder, monkier, chunkier. This is more streamlined, like the Prime X Strung. Look at that from the back. Take a look from the back. Take a look from the back. That's like a Lotto song right there. Take a look from the back. Is you working from the back? So the width is similar. Prime X Strung is of course an illegal shoe. It goes up to 50 millimeters in stack height, and maybe the Cloudboom Max will be even more similar to the Prime X Strung, but this is a pretty good dupe. It's a really good dupe if you liked racing in the Prime X Strung or using it for long runs with marathon pace. You will like the Cloudboom Strike. So there you have it, guys. That was the first of the top 5 race shoes of 2024. I'm excited to do these videos. I know everyone is always so interested in new. I do the Nova Blast, and of course it takes off and gets a ton of views because it's brand new. And people also are excited in the race shoes, but I want to take a second and stop, pause, reflect on what the best shoes are, because I put a lot of gosh dang miles in these shoes. Let me tell you something real quick. No one's put more miles across these race shoes, across more race shoes than I have this year. That's not even capping, that's just standing on business. You can check the numbers on Strava. Don't check me, check your resting heart rate. It's race week, boy, I'm ready to go. Alright, I think that's all I have for you guys today. I'll be back tomorrow with another video. Bro, I don't mess around in the cold. I'm coming goose down with the fur. I might have to step out on them in the Tims next time. Lace up the Tims for the breakdown. And pop out with the Fila jacket. Fila jacket in the Tims. And the XXX denim to keep my legs warm. My legs are chilly in these REI 3/4 pants. I need to pop out with the Fila XXX denim. Baggy edition. Bringing that swagger back.